Imagine this. You're snuggled up in your sleeping bag, surrounded by the familiar warmth of your friends inside a cozy tent. Suddenly, the unmistakable sound of footsteps crunching on leaves outside sends chills down your spine. What happens next will leave you breathless. The night was pitch black, with only the faint glow of a dying campfire illuminating the small clearing where a group of friends had set up their tent. Inside, 5 bodies lay huddled together, their breathing slow and steady as they drifted off to sleep. The forest around them was alive with the usual nocturnal sounds, crickets chirping, leaves rustling in the gentle breeze, and the occasional hoot of an owl. But then, something changed. A twig snapped loudly, jolting everyone awake. They froze, ears straining to catch any other unusual noises. For a moment there was nothing but eerie silence. Then they heard it. The unmistakable sound of footsteps circling their tent. Heart rates skyrocketed as the friends exchanged terrified glances. The footsteps continued, slow and deliberate, as if whatever was out there was taking its time, savoring their fear. One of them whispered, "What should we do?" But no one had an answer. The tension inside the tent was palpable, sweat beaded on foreheads, and hands trembled as they clutched sleeping bags tighter. The footsteps seemed to be getting closer, and now they could hear something else, a low, guttural growling that definitely wasn't human. Finally, unable to bear the suspense any longer, one of them decided to take a peek outside. With shaking hands, they slowly unzipped the tent flap, just enough to peer out into the darkness. What they saw made their blood run cold. The clearing was no longer empty. Dozens of glowing eyes stared back at them, surrounding the tent on all sides. These weren't the reflective eyes of deer or raccoons. They were too big, too intelligent, and far too menacing. Whatever creatures these belonged to, they were clearly predators, and the tent's occupants were their prey. As the reality of their situation sank in, panic set in. They were trapped, outnumbered, and completely vulnerable. The growling outside grew louder, more impatient. The friends huddled closer together, their minds racing with possible escape plans. But deep down they knew the truth. There was nowhere to run. The night stretched on, each second feeling like an eternity as they waited, wondering what these mysterious creatures would do next. Would they attack? Or were they content to simply torment their victims with fear? As dawn approached, bringing with it the first hints of light, the glowing eyes began to retreat back into the forest. But the friends knew this wasn't over. Whatever had visited them in the night would be back, and next time they might not be so lucky. The experience left them shaken to their core, forever changing how they viewed the wilderness. For in the depths of the forest, where darkness reigns supreme, there are things that lurk beyond our understanding, things that remind us that sometimes we are not the top of the food chain.